Once upon a time, in the heart of the English countryside, a group of audacious criminals hatched a daring plan that would go down in history as the Great Train Robbery. It was the summer of 1963, and the Royal Mail train, known as the Night Mail, was on its way from Scotland to London, carrying an abundance of cash and valuables. Little did the train's crew know that they were about to become the targets of one of the most notorious heists of all time. The mastermind behind the operation was a man named Bruce Reynolds, a charismatic figure with a criminal history. He assembled a gang of 15 skilled and determined individuals who were willing to risk it all for the promise of immense wealth. They meticulously planned the heist, studying the train's schedule and routes for months. On the fateful night of August 8, 1963, the gang put their plan into motion. They tampered with the signals near the rural town of Cheddington, forcing the night mail to come to a halt. As the train screeched to a stop, the gang descended upon it like a pack of wolves. They quickly overpowered the train's crew, who were caught completely off guard. With military precision, the robbers seized 120 sacks of banknotes, worth over £2.6 million at the time, equivalent to roughly £53 million today. These sacks were loaded onto a waiting truck, while other gang members took care of the train's communication systems and locomotive. What made this heist particularly audacious was the fact that it took place in the dead of night, in the middle of nowhere, with no witnesses in sight. The gang was ruthless and efficient, leaving the scene before the police could respond to the halted train's distress call. In the days that followed, the police launched a massive manhunt to track down the robbers. The gang members, however, were not your typical criminals. They had planned their escape meticulously, leaving behind no concrete evidence to trace them. They went into hiding, with some members fleeing the country altogether. Months turned into years, and the authorities were no closer to solving the case. Bruce Reynolds and several other gang members managed to evade capture for a surprisingly long time. They lived extravagant lifestyles, hiding in plain sight while the legend of the Great Train Robbery continued to grow. However, as the years went by, cracks began to appear in the gang's facade. Some members were arrested and, under pressure, revealed information about their comrades. Slowly but surely, the police closed in on the remaining fugitives. In the end, justice caught up with Bruce Reynolds and his gang. They were arrested and brought to trial. While some received long prison sentences, Reynolds himself was sentenced to 25 years in prison. The Great Train Robbery had captured the public's imagination like no other crime of its time. It inspired books, movies, and endless fascination with the audacity and cunning of the criminals involved. The legend of the vanished loot, rumored to be hidden somewhere in the English countryside, added an air of mystery to the story. To this day, the Great Train Robbery remains one of the most infamous heists in history, a daring crime that captivated the world and left a lasting mark on the annals of criminal folklore.